Hey guys, welcome to your first step into Warhammer Age of Sigmar. In this series, we'll be following along 4 players, or Warlords as we like to call them, and their journey into the 3rd edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Let's go. If you're interested in starting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or AOS for short, well, you're in luck. You can tag alongside our fellow players who are both new and old. Let's go ahead and meet them.
Hello, my name is Zach and I am 18 years of age, currently attending high school. So my hobbies include video gaming as well as drumming. I've been in a band with my schoolmates for about 8 years now, and we used to perform some amateur gigs. In terms of video gaming, I actually play a lot of Dawn of War, Soulstorm. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. So I've actually heard of the Warhammer 40,000 hobby long before I actually hit the tabletops. I found interest in the Warhammer 40,000 tabletop hobby about a year ago. Ever since then, I've been playing non-stop in many tournaments and casual play. So I like all aspects of the tabletop hobbies. I like the building, the painting, and I especially like the playing. And throughout my games of Warhammer 40,000 at my local hobby store, I've seen occasionally people play Age of Sigmar quite a lot. I always wanted to get into it because it would be a nice change of pace from like the grimdark universe that 40,000 Valium is set in. So therefore that sparked my interest in Age of Sigmar.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm here in my emotional support local games shop. And yeah, so I'm primarily a death player in AOS. I used to main the Legion of Grief, but now that they are like illegal, so I'm looking into other stuff as well. Yeah, so I play Flesh Eater Courts and also looking at the new Soul Blight Grave Lords as well. Yeah. Okay, so my hobbies, mostly I play sort of D&D. D&D is kind of like the main thing that I do really. And that's also kind of where I got started playing Warhammer. I've been playing AOS really like not so long, maybe just I started sort of at the very end of last year. So yeah, it's not really even been a year since I started. Yeah.
Hey, hi, I'm Ryan. I'm new to the AOS scene, but I also play 40k. How I got into this hobby of miniature hobbying, well, it all started when I was really young, when my dad he essentially started what would become a really long journey for me. He started me with like tanks and then eventually into Gundam. And then 20 years later, here I am building AOS models and 40k models. Other than miniature hobbying, I'm also an avid RTS gamer. So I play a lot of games like Total War, Warhammer specifically, Dawn of War. I really enjoy strategy games, and this AOS has also been really one of my favorite games to play as well. And especially 40k.
Hi, I'm Alex. I used to be staff in GRex, and then after on, I moved on to be the store manager in Warhammer House. Now I'm taking part in this Tale of 4 Warlords. How did I learn AOS? Well, basically, I didn't really learn about it like it's something that popped up on the internet. It's actually something that evolved from Warhammer Fantasy Battle. So we just grew into it as time went on. So why did I decide to play Age of Sigmar as opposed to play some other games that are similar to Warhammer Fantasy Battle? Well, because I played Warhammer 40,000 as well. So Age of Sigmar is very similar. It's fast-paced. You don't have to fix them on regiment trays or movement trays. You can just place them as how you like. So you can do a Congo line of goblins if you want. Yeah, so that's basically why I decided to play Age of Sigmar.
So, now that we've met our players, let's get to know what faction they're playing in Age of Sigmar. Maybe this will help newer players pick out a faction a little bit easier. So take it away, guys.
In this video series, I've decided to play the Daemonettes of Slaanesh. Well, the answer why is very simple. Because I play Emperor's Children in Warhammer 40,000 tabletop. So what are the Emperor's Children? Well, they are basically a traitor legion of Space Marines who diverted from the main good guys in the 40,000 universe, the Imperium. They have devoted their entire life and being to the Chaos God of Slaanesh. So what's so interesting about Slaanesh? Well, the thing is that this Chaos God actually exists in both the 40,000 and the Age of Sigmar universe, and therefore connecting the two. They are basically intertwined by the warp, which is an energy that allows travel between realms and such. So therefore, obviously, if I play a Slanesh themed army in 40,000 universe, I'll be interested in a Slanesh themed army in Age of Sigmar because there's a lot of cross-faction synergy between the two, and I would like to represent the Chaos God Slanesh in both games. One of the models that I'm most excited to build and paint in this series will be the Keeper of Secrets. So the Keeper of Secrets is basically a greater daemon, and it is the most it's the best representation of the Chaos God Slanesh itself. And basically its playstyle revolves around running up to you and bashing your head in, which is a playstyle that I really like. So this is also the model one of the biggest models, if not the biggest model, that I'll be building and painting in my entire career, because I'm relatively new to the hobby. So I'll be looking forward to this opportunity to kind of advance my skills, because I've never painted something this big before.
Alright, so the army that I'll be playing is going to be the Soulblight Gravelords, which I'm really excited about. So that's the kind of newest addition, or really a newest rework for the Death Army. It's mostly consisted of vampires and the legions of the vampires, which include the zombies, the skeletons, and stuff like that. Yeah, so the reason that I'm really drawn to this faction is that, well, first of all, because it's kind of like one of the factions that specifically came out for AOS 3, so the aesthetics are amazing, the models are all new and they're really gorgeous, and the lore that they came out with is just quite incredible. So it's like all new faction, and with all the new models and the new rules, I think there's just a lot of excitement about it because everyone's figuring out how to play this together. Yeah.
For this video series, I'll be starting Lumineth Realm Lord. Why I chose to start Lumineth was because I'm actually a very big fan of elves actually, and especially in other fantasy settings like Lord of the Rings. Yeah, especially when those big grand battle scenes where the elves are marching in formation and then the archers are just at the back firing volley after volley into the orc lines. So that really inspired me to start Lumineth because they are really like the high elves of old in Warhammer Fantasy. And in my opinion, they're really one of the most beautiful models in the whole AOS range, and that's why I want to start here.
I'm starting with Stormcast Eternals. They are they're not really holy warriors, but they are really heroes from the Age of Myths and during the Age of Chaos. They've died, and then their souls are being collected by Sigmar and reforged into Stormcast Eternals. So they are, in a sense, undying. The process repeats itself many times. Now, there's a very interesting point, which is every time they get reforged, a bit of their soul is destroyed or lost during the reforging process. So in that sense, they start to lose themselves the more times they die. And every time they reforge, they become more robotic or lobotomized until they are full machines that are fighting chaos. My favorite unit in Stormcast Eternals is actually the Fulminators. They're basically Stormcast riding on Drakov. Right, so they are like mini dragons, and then you have a knight riding on top. Another favorite unit of mine is the Judicators. Yeah, in that sense, that's why I like Stormcast, and they're static as well. So Stormcast, they're all fully armored, heavy plates, some wearing scale armor, and then big bulky guys, kind of like Space Marines.
I hope this first part got you guys excited. In the next part, we'll be taking a look at the players' armies once they're painted, and we'll be watching some of their first couple of games. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.